Alright, recording. So, this is going to be a little tutorial on Johnson 75 and 76 Johnson 35s and 45s. I felt compelled to do this, being I acquired not too long ago an entire parts inventory from a fellow in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, along with 2.5 sleds, rotary engines. There isn't a lot out there for information. Fortunately, I got some parts manuals, repair manual. I've been looking for some information. I can't find anything, so I encourage you to respond any way you can on what I'm looking for. So, this is a Johnson 45. Of course, rotaries are all got the rotary symbol. I got a 1975 rotary at 35 outside. That's got the little rotary emblems back there. This has got the console off it right now. It's been actually removed 10 years ago for racing. There's a console I'm gonna put on. Lots of storage, battery. The 45s have a much bigger airbox. The 45s, of course, have the square filter. There's your, a little malfunction of the camera here. Power packs there. Of course, star solenoid and a couple of gizmos there. The 35s have a much smaller airbox and they have a round filter. Now again, it's only 75 and 76. I only know what I have. I just repaired the exhaust on here. If you want to hear them run, you can go on YouTube all day long and hear them run. They're pretty cool. This is the exhaust pipe. I had to replace the gaskets on there. Again, if you want to hear them run, you can go on YouTube and Google it, but just in case you're curious, they are pretty cool. Primer, reverse, of course, electric switch. The console had the key on there. They also, I love the thing about Johnson's, they have a lockout for the clutch. You can put the clutch in neutral. Neat stuff. So, the 45s have different gearing. The 45s than the 35s. I think even the 45s even have wider skis. I mean, I have a parts manual for both of them, and it shows 35 stuff and 45 stuff. And the 45s have the coil mounted up here. The 35s don't. I was told by a friend of this fellow that got this from that this actually, the 45 blew up and there's a 35 motor in here, which is one of the things I need to find out. So what destroys, what kills rotary motors? You see a lot of them, nice them out there and they're blown up. And another problem I have. So I got another 35 there. Over here. 35 there. I think 35 there. Problem I'm having is I can't tell what the models. I mean, I have model numbers. I cannot find on the web what they are. So the motors I have here and the one that's inside of 45 is a model engine 386615. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. Listen here. And that's what a Wankel looks like. Wankel. Rotary Wankel, same thing. That's what it looks like. Stripped down without the shrouds. Listen here is a 387111 model, and I really wish I could find, or please text me, or I don't know what you gotta do, but let me know. I think you can tell me what I have here for motors. So, what happens to them? In the very bottom, they have a secondary air valve. If you are old school enough to understand a 4-barrel carburetor, you have primaries and secondary as well. Consider the carburetor butterfly as a primary, and there's a secondary valve down here, actually down here. You can tell, and it's operated by a linkage. This in here, carburetor's gone, but the linkage is down here. It's a spring-loaded linkage. This one over here has linkage still. This one here, I don't know if you can see that. I'll get this thing out of the way. Has a linkage also. And what happens is the shaft or the screws or parts, you can see that it's inside this cover here. All the ducting is on this cover here, and the parts blow apart and go inside. The wipers catch a screw or whatever, and we're destroyed. So I'm going to sidetrack a little bit. So this model here, unknown if it's an Evinrude or a Johnson, needs valve removed, as 14mm spark plug already bored out. That's not a problem to have. The spark plugs in here are a Champion UP77V, not available. Service gas spark plug, 12mm. I think the reach is also 12mm, and you can't buy them anymore. They're just been discontinued. So if you come across any of these at all, save them. How the machine works, the wiper actually wipes this. This cannot be lower than the case where it's screwed into, and this is actually kind of self-cleaning with the way the vanes work here in its rotary motor. So one modification you do is you tap the threads out to 410mm, and then you can use a NGK BUHW. This spark plug is used in older Mercury snowmobiles. I had a 73 Mercury Hurricane Mark II, weird funky thing. I was kind of happy to see that thing go. And these are ready to be, you can buy these all day long. Again, service gap, but once you bore it out and thread it, you have to put a washer in here. It cannot go down in the case too much. So that's the deal on that spark plug. What's alarms me about this job here is that they said needs valve removed. Well, I'm gonna try to get close here if I can. Maybe if I can do inside here is what I see the remnants of a butterfly. The shaft's gone entirely, so I'm hoping that somebody started this process of removing that, or it could be inside the motor. I'm actually going to pull the case off. I can't believe they tapped out the spark plug hole to without having the side cover off. So your end result is you pull out all of your parts out of there, and right here, I mean, you pull out the shaft, the butterfly, the screws, anything attached to that, of course, the linkage you pull off, and then you got to go in here and you got to drill it out and then tap out to put a 1/8 inch NPT pipe plug in here. Good to go. That's the only problem that these things really have a problem with, is parts going inside. And that's, I actually have an explanation how to do that, a printout from the guy that I got all these parts from. And that's it. So if you have a rotary sled that runs great, get rid of it. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a lot of work. You gotta blow off everything to get to it. The problem I'm having is trying to identify what I have here. I need to find out model numbers and stuff. One way you could do it is numbers in a carburetor. I could tell by my parts manual. And I got parts. Believe me, I got parts. A lot of parts. One of my parts carburetors, my manual shows, you can see that. So, a 386 614 carburetor is off a rotary 35. When you clean your carburetor, do not clean off this black marking, because on that carb, and this carb here, I can't read it. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I wish you were into stamping parts like the rest of the world. There's other different, the airbox, of course. Clutching is different, but being I don't have any more chassis here other than another 45 outside, 76, and the 35 that blew up the day before I bought it. The entire lot. So information is I need, and you can't find it. That's about it, I guess. Cool sleds. I can't say much more about it, other than get rid of the secondary valve, air valve. Of course, I'm running just Clods 40-1 oil in them. This is a good quality oil. There's discussions I've seen on forums, what kind of oil to run in a rotary? What's a freaking still two-stroke-ish kind of deal? So this run good quality oil. I run premium gas, probably don't have to. And that's the deal there. I hope you learned something. I'm still learning. And I need more information. So please, again, drop me a line or post how I can get. I need to know what they are. 35s, 45s. Another thing about 45s is that they have the coil mounted here. The 35 shrouds don't have that. But again, this is only 75 and 76. This is all I have, and that's all I know. I'm assuming that Evinrude's are going to be the same way, but they came out with these things back in 73 or so. So, thanks for watching. I don't care if you would subscribe to me or not, because I'm not into what people do on YouTube. I just kind of like to put things out there that you don't see, too much. So, yeah, we're getting snow tonight. March 31st, 2018. Everybody's bitching about that. I'm kind of saying, yeah! I'll be able to run this baby here tomorrow. Primers right at the top of the fuel tank. Valve. Proper glass hood. Now I'm rambling. Have a good day.